Happy Sunday. Welcome to the Writer's Life, place where you get the sight, sound, smells, taste of my particular writer's life and where you get the TRUTH. For a guy who can't spell, I got that right. Anyway, subscribe, punch the like button, and hit that bell for notifications so that you don't miss out on one fucking exciting video. Oops, sorry, Mom, if you're watching. Anyway, so last night I went for my one beer at and this really great Caesar salad that they serve at this local restaurant called Il Faro, which means the lighthouse in Italian. If you're ever in the Albany, New York area, check it out, Il Faro. It's in actually North Albany, with a little village they call Manans. Or if you happen to be around, just contact me and I'll lead you there, even meet you for a drink. But anyway, the one of the owners, really nice young lady, has been laid up. She's had a couple of health issues, but she's getting over them and whatever. And but she needs help at the bar anyway. So like, there's this one guy working the bar, and I don't know, he's an acquaintance, nice guy. And I was like, so what's your day gig? Like, what do you do? I'm interested in what people do. If they say they're a writer, then I'm like, because to be honest, there's nothing more boring than being a writer. But anyway, that's for another video. I'm interested in what other people do, for their livings, because some people do some really interesting stuff. And so anyway, this guy says, he's like, I'm the head of the complaints department at a local credit union. I was like, really? And it automatically, like, Steve Jobs came to mind. My Steve Jobs PI guy who works in the unemployment fraud agency, but also part-time does PR work for like the APD rather. And, who's this all-around perpetual teenager, even though he's middle-aged. I was like, wow, what's that like? And he's like, let me tell you, he's like, people who have had the job before me have literally had nervous breakdowns. Because he's like, because like you get like these, that's your job, is to receive complaints like 8 hours a day. And he said, like, some people will call and be like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Or like, I know where you live. And he's just like, you gotta be like, and he was telling me like, it's tough to keep people working for him, because they just get burnt out so quickly. Like, you gotta like field all these calls. People feel like they're losing their money or they're getting ripped off, or you can just imagine. Like, it's a bank and it's the complaints department, so you can just imagine how hard it must be. And he's been doing it for years. Like, I don't know, we said something like 8 years. And I said, I was like, when I get back from Italy, I want to talk to you a little bit more about it. And so the point of this whole thing is that as a full-time fiction writer, sometimes like a really good story idea just like slaps me over the face. And that's one of them. Like, there's definitely a story there, right? Another one was when I ran into some guy's shopping cart at the local Mega Mart. And all the way home, I kept thinking about, like, what if that guy like followed me out? And what if he started harassing me and demanding an apology? And what if it got even worse and worse and worse and worse and worse? And it ended up being this huge, issue. And so I actually wrote that book, and somebody's publishing it. I'm not sure who. I forget. But anyway, and then there are other, like, those are ideas that just like slap me across the face. And then there are other times I don't have any of these at all. I just I'll fuck around with the title, Ooh, that's 3 F-bombs in one video. I'll just mess around with the title. Sometimes I just saw a great noir title from an old movie back in the 50s, The Man Who Cheated Himself. I love titles like that. And you can combine it like with maybe another one. And I did that with I knew when the government was going to set up these like 100,000 more IRS agents, and they could carry guns. I'm like, there's a story there. And so I combined like a noir title um, with that idea, and it ended up being The IRS Agent Came for Blood. Now, hopefully, anybody who reads that title is going to be like, oh, as a reader, even like, there's got to be an interesting story there, so I'm going to read it. And I've been working on it for like 10 days. I got like 22,000 words and almost done. Another chapter or two, and it'll be done. It's been a blast to write, and a bunch of surprises in it, which I didn't plan. So, but in any case, I guess what I'm trying to tell you is sometimes good ideas slap you across the face, and other times they don't. You just let your subconscious create them. All right, one business note. It's not happening today, but it's happening more and more that people are chiming in since these are live streams, and which is great. I want everybody to chime in. That means that my reach is expanding and people are watching. But from what I'll do from this point on is I won't address the questions or comments until the end of the video so that I can concentrate on them better and so that things aren't broken up in between. It just so happens they don't have any, so that's okay. But next week I probably will, and that's how I'll do it from now on. All right, one week or less than a week, 5 days left in the States, and then I'll be talking to you guys from Italy. Hope you're all having a great weekend, and I will come to you tomorrow. Ciao, ciao.